Hey guys, so it's Lauren here and it's Saturday, and this week's two topics are either what to do if you're in a relationship with somebody and you have different priorities and you're at different parts in your life and different points and things aren't meshing, what to do then. And the other one is how to come out to your family and friends once you're an adult. So once you're out of high school and all that, when you're older. So I'm going to talk about the second one, coming out when you're a bit older. Because that's kind of what I went through, I think. So, talk about that one. So I get a lot of questions from people asking me how to come out, how to tell people. Do you just go right out and say it? Do you bring it up slowly? Do you let them figure it out? And my advice has kind of remained the same for this. The thing I think a lot of people trip themselves up on, and I did it as well, is that when you're trying to figure out who you are or what you like or who you like, a lot of people try to figure out what category they fit under. And I did this too when I was trying to figure out. I looked up literally Wikipedia'd the definition of bisexual, lesbian, pansexual, because I wanted to know where I fit and what category I could neatly fit under. And I think this is the problem that a lot of people have and a mistake that a lot of people make, because a lot of people don't fit under these categories, and I don't think anybody really fits 100% under any of these categories. And as humans, for some reason, we feel the need to put people in categories of you're gay, you're straight, you're black, you're white, you're whatever. We just feel the need to put people in these little boxes of male and female and gay and straight, and it doesn't always work like that, and it rarely works like that. What I've told people is don't be in such a rush to figure out exactly what label you fall under. And I feel like, yeah, it is easier when you come out to people to either be able to say, I'm bisexual, I'm lesbian, I'm gay, whatever. It is easier to say it that way, but I mean, I just tell people all the time, don't get so hung up on what category you fall under. Because I feel like people limit themselves that way. I feel like if you come out as a lesbian, and then you realize later on that you still kind of like guys, maybe, then you feel pressured to stick with being a lesbian and not admit that you still like guys because you've now come out and you are that label, you are a lesbian. And I hate the stigma that people have that if somebody comes out as lesbian and then they realize they still like guys, then they're like, oh, well, she was never really a lesbian, she never really liked girls. It's ridiculous, really. What I try to say to people is that it's kind of a learning process as you go along. Don't try to figure out if you're gay or bi or whatever. Just do what you like. Do what you want to do as you're going through your life. Do what makes you happy. So let's say you think you might be a lesbian and you think you might like girls. That doesn't mean that if you meet a guy that you're interested in, you can't try to pursue that if that's what makes you happy. I get so crazy when people get hung up on this whole thing of finding what label they fit under because it's so hard. Sexuality is so fluid that it's very rarely black and white. And it's pretty much never black and white. There's this whole area of gray of just this business, apparently. It's just like it's like a war zone of like, where am I in here? What's this area? Is this bisexual? Is this pansexual? Like, I don't know. Just do what makes you happy. If you want to be with a guy, be with a guy. If you want to be with a girl, be with a girl. If you want to be a guy and a girl together, find people who want to do that and just have a good night. What I've kind of learned coming out as an older adult, I came out after high school, is that you have to just kind of be who you are, and you just have to kind of live your life the way you want to live it, because if somebody hates the fact that you're gay and hates you for being gay and just is so upset that you're gay, who cares? You don't need that person in your life. You don't need to entertain that person and their belief that you shouldn't be gay and try to explain to them why you should be gay and why you are gay and why you were born gay. It's just, ugh. I think back to kind of the times of segregation when there was people picketing, you know, the black kids entering the white schools, and you see those people in the pictures that were holding the signs that are like, no blacks allowed. That's what those people are gonna look like hopefully in like 30 years. They're gonna be the assholes who stood on the wrong side of the line fighting for the wrong thing, and that's not your problem. You are who you are, and you just have to do what makes you happy and just live the way you want to live. So what I would say about coming out is that it doesn't need to be a huge big thing. A lot of people kind of build it up in their minds and it becomes this whole like, I'll make a dinner and we'll sit down and I'll talk about the weather and then my classes, and then I'll bring up the fact that I need to tell you something, and I'll take half an hour to finally spit it out. And it doesn't need to be like that. I understand that some people are more conservative and maybe will take more time to digest it, and you don't want to just be like, hey, nice to meet you, I'm really gay. Maybe not the best way to go. But I mean, if you make it into this whole big thing, then it becomes a whole big thing. The way I've done it pretty much every time is just to kind of bring it up in casual conversation. People will talk about their boyfriend or something, and they'll ask me if I have a boyfriend, and I'll say no, like, I like girls, I don't really like guys. So it doesn't need to be a whole big setup thing. And if you build it up, you're just gonna drive yourself crazy and get so nauseous, and it is a big moment. I remember the time I came out to my parents, and it was a huge moment, and I will tell you that you feel 700% better after you come out to somebody. The more comfortable you are with it, the easier it becomes. So I mean, it's hard. It is a hard thing to do, but it is one of the best things to do because you feel so much better. So that is my opinion on the whole kind of coming out thing, and yeah, I realized I'm partially blind and I got glasses, so deal with this business, because you're probably gonna see them in a few videos because I'm slightly blind. So I will see you guys all next Saturday. Have a great rest of the week. Love yourselves, love each other, love boobs. Bye guys.